My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to Slay the Spire 2! Oh! Oh my god, that's a lot of normal enemies. Hold up, hold up, hold up, hold up. Yep, we're doing it. We're fishing. Look at this line. Look at how many upgrades there are. 1 upgrade. 2 upgrade. 3 upgrade. 4 upgrade. And that's before I even hit the halfway line. Maybe take 1 elite. And then get most of an upgrade and another elite on the way out. Gorgeous. It wasn't like a better version of that elsewhere, right? No. Integrating the 3 rests is going to be better. Okay, next turn, maximum output of damage is 7, 12, 12, 6, 18. Normal. Only target. Worth possibly killing next turn. Yep, not gonna be able to kill though. So, this is just a turtle up, take 3 damage. Move to the next turn. Oh boy. That sucks. A bit more guaranteed damage there, although I think there was an earlier turn where I could have used Bodyguard instead of a strike and still gotten lethal, and that would have swayed it a bit. Alas. Very so, and Severance. I can't really take Berry without any influence over our energy, so I'll take Severance as a decent damage card. I was thinking about that. Severance Strike this turn takes out Toadpole. They have to do it. They take less damage doing it that way. Alright, we got it. Defy Fear Countdown. Countdown gives us some inevitability in fights, which is nice. But Defy is the premium common defend. Oh, does so much work in this one. No. That Defy. Look at all the work that Defy does. It is admittedly a little awkward sometimes when you have to play the Defy in order to keep it in the deck. Defend upgrades, pretty good. Dredge, Page Storm, Slider Flesh. These aren't really where I'm at the moment. I could take Page Storm. Like, all of these are speculative. These don't have immediate value for us. I'll take Page Storm. It'll make me a little more comfortable drafting a vulnerable, something I usually don't. Oh, come on. Are you kidding me? I'm actually going to throw the Weaken Potion here. I don't want you to start scaling, because I don't have super significant damage in this deck. Just never mind. I guess you will start scaling. I could have sworn full blocking you once was enough to start getting on the right side. Alas. Evidently not the case. 13, 19 damage next turn. I'm not going to be able to take you out. God damn it. Alright, I take 2 damage here. With 2 strikes next turn, I can at least close out the fight. Finally. Negative Pulse, Reeve, and so... I'd suggest that Pulse is probably the right choice here, and help set us up for some other decisions later. I'll take out the two-tailed rat in the back line that's doing the most damage. Best way of defending myself that turn. Ugh. I almost want to fish from the potion this turn. heck, we got another strike there, giving us the ability to actually take out the target. Before they summoned. Fetch, rattle, capture, spirit. God damn. We're still very much defining our run. Fetch, because it has no cost and opens us to taking a build that might be relevant. Let's upgrade Page Storm so it has no energy cost. Oh boy. Okay, I'm gonna use the Colorless Potion on turn 1. I can't persist in this fight for long. Volley is a bad choice. It'll be a good choice on a later turn, hopefully. Oh boy. Wonder if I just die in this fight. Frontliner dies. I take 9. One incoming. Yikes. Oh boy. Yeah, I'm feeling a strong throw a weaken potion to save 6 HP this turn situation here. And Volley will finish the fight. You get an upgrade to 5, but that's not good. Death March at least is going to scale for us pretty effectively as it gets stronger with the more cards we draw. I'm gonna take this option for a shop rather than that elite. Just paper every 5 times you exhaust a card, draw a card. We're definitely being pushed in the direction of panache of these. I'm relatively comfortable with that, actually. Let's give it some more AoE damage. Panache. Page Storm fetch. It drew 2 ethereal cards in a row, drawing more cards. Even get a Severance out there. Death March for 19. Okay, I'm definitely looking for additional soul generation and energy cheat. Those are both going to be really important for us. Additional ethereal cards also count. Yeah, look at that. Drawing all of these, Death March now does 48 damage this turn. So we actually have like a trajectory towards success eventually. I prefer Drain Power to any of the rest of these here, giving us the ability in a long boss fight to upgrade all of our cards. We're still going to struggle with Soulfish, courtesy of having no way to deal with the Beckons just yet. Hell yeah. Just enough to get the frontliner down. Scourge, Death's Door, no escape. I think there's an argument here to take Scourge if I want to upgrade it, but I think there's an even better argument to keep the deck as thin as possible right now. I don't want to go for that elite. I feel really cowardly here, but give this question mark. Ooh. Yeah, absolutely. Hit that on the upgraded defend. And now we've got a defend for 16 in this deck. That's huge. This is going to be a really tough fight. I'm going to have to rest in advance of it, unfortunately. Because save Death March, we don't really... Actually, I'm even going to hit a Blessing of Forge on this end. Save Death March, we don't really have the damage we need in this deck. So, like, one good Death March turn, unfortunately, also reveals us to a bunch of Beckons at the same time, so it's all really risky. Defense, Strike, Drain. Page Storm, Panache, Finesse. Sorry, Fetch, rather. Okay, Beckon being at the bottom of the first draw pile is really good. Negative pulse Beckon and upgrades. My hope is that eventually enough of the deck is upgraded that we just kind of win out on value. Of course, the fact that the enemy is bloating... Oh, tough. The fact that the enemy is bloating my deck constantly does make that harder. Because they've got an inevitability going on their side as well, which is eventually I'll draw a hand of only Beckons and die. I feel like our damage is consistent enough here to really stay competitive. Oh boy. Yep. We're deep within the turns where I'm playing 3 Beckons. Yeah, we're done. Unfortunate. It wouldn't have even taken that much. Like, just the destroyer card in the draw pile. What's it called? Cleanse. Just a cleanse would have done it. Of course, to be fair, that is kind of just like, oh, just the direct counter to this would have directly countered this. Yeah. Yeah, Raps. I know. Oh man, Death March, so good. Big damage. You know what? Boom, do the damage. There we go. I'll take the Beckon hit. 15. Yeah, there's no chance I survive here. Tough. Scourge could have helped, absolutely. But also it would have drawn me into more cards and exacerbated our energy per turn problem. I think Panache was really good, but unfortunately, as soon as we get deck trashed, it's really bad. We were building in the direction of making the Panache significantly better, to be fair. I think that easily could have been the centerpiece of the deck. Brave Blast, Poke, Melancholy, Haunt, Bolus, Deathbringer. Trying to see if there's any obvious alternative I could have taken. Like, in retrospect, Capture Spirit would have been better, but how would I have known? Slide of Flesh could have ended up doing a lot, but again, I was pointing at that being a speculative decision at the time. Perhaps it was this. I did even talk about it at the time. Defy versus Countdown. Defy is a good defensive card, and it ended up setting us up for Page Storm afterwards, which turned out to be a reasonable amount of draw, and it could have been more in the future. But in taking that, we also ignored the inevitability, which I pointed out at the time, of taking Countdown and just having stepped up Doom on the enemy every single turn. Had we had that, the next decision would have been Slide of Flesh, and that's just damage every turn. So, like, I think the deck would have been completely different, but I think having that inevitability locked in from the start would have been the better choice and safer choice, specifically against Soulfish. Because I think other than that, I am looking at like either scaling fast enough to kill it quickly or getting specifically the one card counter, the one uncommon card counter. Cleanse. All right. Precarious Shears. I like the idea of cutting and then going like super thin. The main problem with that is you really have to find power to put in your deck next to it. Otherwise, the cut doesn't make any sort of sense. It doesn't actually increase your power until it's increasing the density of extremely powerful cards in your deck. It's also Pomander and Lost Coffer. I'm not particularly interested in Lost Coffer. Pomander. Yeah, 2 additional summon. It's not bad. It's not incredible, though. The most upgrade dense path is over here on the left, and it's not a guaranteed 2 elite, but it does have a late shop, possibly 2 elites, 3 rests. Unfortunately, everything else is a fight. So if I start with cutting 2 cards out of the deck and then go into everything being a fight, I think that allows me to influence the composition of the deck really, really quickly. Unfortunately, it doesn't allow me to influence it with additional cuts after this point, which is what I would prefer. Hopefully the top card of the deck is... Nope, Unleash is what I wanted to see. Would have given us the ability to take out Twig Slime while defending. Unleash was the next card. Expanded Bodyguard, anything to prevent me from taking damage, because there's no good reason I should have to take more damage before the end of this fight. So the thing is, Countdown for Inevitability against the Phantom is actually less impactful. Because Phantom is more of a countdown clock until it just domes you enough to kill you, rather than scaling out your deck, making everything else worse. I like Snap a lot here in this thin deck. Retain a card in hands. That's just every draw cycle, I keep that card. That's insane. I don't even have to utilize it constantly for it to be ridiculously powerful. Seconds? Rattle! Osty deals 7 let's do an Osty attack build. A couple of 0-cost Osty attacks, or alter them to become 0-cost Osty attacks, would both be huge here. Flatten. That does it. We're doing it. Flatten becomes 0-cost when an Osty attack has already played that turn. So if I hit someone with Unleash, they will then take 14 damage afterwards to Rattle. So I'll do that to the midliner to kill you, before you try and deal 9. Unfortunately, next turn, Enthusiastic incoming damage. Let's take out the 11. Three damage I still have to take, but honestly, versus the Inklets this early, that's pretty good. Oh my god. Second Rattle or Friendship? Osty does most of my attacks. It doesn't matter if I have no strength. That's real strong. I do think second Rattle is so much more damage, though. I really do need to start drafting some defends back into this deck, though. That's gonna pretty quickly become an obvious problem. Pulse is not especially good for this, but I will take it. This one's gonna just have to be a preemptive rest, and then we aggress straight through the next elite fight. Okay, I can aggress through this. I will go weaken and maybe vulnerability next turn, but we'll decide that then. Snap, bodyguard, strike, bend. Tough. That next draw is really good, but this current draw sucks. Pulse, defend, hold. Vulnerability sets up for Unleash, Flatten, Rattle. It's enough to kill, but we barely survive. God, I need that fetch, unfortunately. It's a 0-cost Osty attack that draws a card. Lasting power. I might even have to rest at the next one. God damn. Sadly took 5 damage to the body there, but that was, I think, definitely the least we could have taken. And then cascading a rattle into a rattle helps us take the full enemy out there. I mean, I really want to go with another flatten and just ball out of control, but like, goddamn, this is a bad idea. It's a bad idea. It's a bad choice. Bad decision that I made. Anyway, let's kill this guy with it. Huge hand here. Oh my god. I think we just kill. Unleash. Flatten. Flatten. Rattle. Yep, next rattle would have done it as well. Pull aggro. Thank you. A card that defends me. Let's take a couple more of those cards. I just think they're neat. Getting a leaf slime down on turn 1 is going to really help us out here, just focusing on the individual one target. Perfect! Oh! Okay, yeah, we're back in the game. Doom Pass Afterlife. Pass is really good because of how easy our cards are to play. Fatality, Melancholy, Oblivion, Sikkim is actually defense, even if it doesn't look like it. Belt Buckle, 2 additional decks whenever you are out of potions, I think is probably, especially considering how much I need additional defense right now, is exactly what I need. I think upgrading Sikkim to summon more is going to give us a lot of strength. So going to throw the Potion of Doom immediately, 33 Doom on you. As well as some decks back to us. Yeah, so there's Sikkim. Whenever Osti hits the enemy this turn, summon 4. What I'm really looking to do is get a poke on that. Snap on that. Oh man, I'm about to drop pass here, I think. And I'll play it. Pulse, and then keep a rattle. I mean, Sikkim Rattle is fine there, but really would have liked another attack on the same turn, please. I'm starting to get scared. Oh my god. I'm dead. I'm dead! No! Why? I didn't think I needed to rest before this! But yeah, I definitely don't have enough defense. Sikkim being drawn just before a couple of attacks would have been nice at least once, though. Yeah, that's the best outcome I can get this turn. If I went for the defend, I would be up to a grand total of 31 defense against the incoming lethal. There was an earlier turn that I could have defended additionally that would have given us the ability to survive that turn, and maybe we would have been able to win after that. I don't know in retrospect. Hindsight 2020, etc. What I can tell you is that I clicked the glam as soon as I saw it. Let's do it. We'll check out this right-hand side with it. Next turn, it's pretty easy to be able to kill the leaf slime in the front line because Unleash is drawn at strike plus damage. Nice. Even have the ability to relocate some of the damage towards the leaf slime. Oh, yeah. I'll go for replay Dirge as my first card, thank you. Doesn't matter if it... doesn't matter if it exhausts, it still replays. That's a lot of souls and a lot of summon to work with at the same time. Hell yeah. I'll take fetch. Why not? Yeah, this could still be Osty attack. We could use all of the Dirge souls to give us the ability to draw into all the Osty attacks we want on the same turn in order to ball out of control. Poke. Yep. Zero cost attacks certainly work well with this. I would love energy, like neutral energy gain. There's not that many copies. Ooh, ultimate strike though. Hey. Finesse. Yeah, it's finesse. Oof. Let's have a look at that attack potion. We'll need at this point. Second. That's what I'll end up having to use. Trying to set up for killing a frontliner next turn. Get it down to a reasonable double Dirge here. Okay, Sikkim fetch sets up for Unleash Lethal that turn. Bodyguard. Okay, perfect. Yeah, all the additional draw is working really well. Yeah, I'll take a second fetch. Huge. We're actually starting to get reasonable damage out of this too. I'll upgrade the Dirge and lose 8 max HP for the parrying shield. If I end my turn with at least 10 block, deal 6 damage from random enemy. I do think spoils map for the next floor. I do think I greeded out on this floor. And I can justify that because I got a bunch of small attacks that are going consistently. And also a bunch of excess draw. Reptile Trinket, whenever you play a potion, gain 3 strength for the rest of that turn. Unfortunately, that strength does not affect the attacks of Osty, who's our primary damage dealer. Woof. I mean, at least the, yeah, just fetch next turn kills the front line, but what a waste of a turn. Big Dirge. If I don't take HP damage against Necrobinder, then the Big Dirge is probably the right choice that turn. Grand. Made sure that I still had the amount required next turn for lethal. Dance Macabre as well as pull aggro. I think pull aggro is where we pick up our first defend card. I mean, to be fair, Dirge is a defend card. It's got summon 8x effectively. Like it's really good at actually defending us. As soon as I've drawn a hand that's worth playing though, it's time to stop, leave those souls and draw power for later. Defy Sleight of Flesh. Definitely the Defy. I'll drop the Flex Pot here for a Power Potion, because Flex Pot's not really going to do anything, and Power Potion will. I need to upgrade Defends, because I haven't got many of them, so I need them to be more impactful. I like the idea of the big pull aggro, but double Dirge on first turn without taking damage? I like that more. straight up defend through that turn. Thankfully, parrying shield allows us to do damage whilst. Oh, flat and high five. I mean, high five for the vulnerability, actually, and AoE. Can't be ignored. It's supposed to be pull aggro strike, and I'm not okay with the strike was. Just need to click it on the enemy. Raps. The strike could end up being relevant damage, and I don't want it to be like, nah, I have to roll back this whole fight just to do the strike a couple turns ago. Just short, eh? That's okay, I'll generate an attack potion and finish the fight. Red mask. God damn, another fetch. Each of those fetches independently draws. I like that more than calcium. More than calcify, rather. Although calcify actually helps scale the damage. I mean, it's got to be Reperform and just push through the fight then. Thank you, Potion. Bodyguard fight, and... I would only do one Slippery and one instance of damage, so it's better to defend there. One Slippery and one Doom, rather. Beautiful. When the Slippery's off the enemy, it's time to unleash our big attacks. Perfect time for the double Dirge. As soon as I get a Sikkim or something that cares about all these free attacks I'm doing, god damn, it's gonna be good. And there we go. Out of this fight and into the next. Banshee's Cry. We're not playing that many ethereal cards, are we? We're playing just the one. Soulstorm. I am playing a decent amount of souls. It's probably worth taking that. Phylactery Unbound is a really good defense. I want it. We'll start each fight with 5 summon and gain 2 summon per turn rather than starting with... Or rather than just gaining 1, rather. Not especially comfy with the AoE elites. So I'll start out on this out path just in case I want to dodge all elites on the first floor. It's a pretty good test of whether or not you've got enough defense when you come into this fight and see whether or not you can block the bowl bug. Another fetch, poke, pull aggro. Easy. Sculpting Strike, Grave Warden. I mean, it's got to be a Grave Warden. I still feel a little light on defense, even if it did okay in there. Into your deck. I'm playing currently 0 powers in the entire deck. That's my Dirge! That's my Dirge! You give back my Dirge! That's where all of my souls are! 1, 2... I think I've got enough damage to not have to worry about the Potion of Doom, but... we'll see. One more attack next turn. Perfect. Mine. Ooh, right hand. Free Aussie attack returns to hand after you play a 2-cost card like Pull Aggro, or High Five, or Dirge. More removals is going to be better for us. Yeah, each of those strikes is really bad. Let's go to this earlier shop as well. Gotta throw the 35 if I actually want to stay ahead of the damage curve in this fight. These are the ones I've already played. Okay. $19, $21. A bit more damage to you. We've got Aussies, draws still left in the deck. Alright, we got this. I don't think second High Five is the right choice, but I will take a snap. And, God, I really need a Sick 'em in this deck. Please, I need a Sick 'em yesterday. Not what we were hoping to see here. I'm going to use the Potion of Doom to take out the Bulbug despite the fact that I failed to stagger. Double Dirge is fine here. We'll get through with that. Soulstorm's getting a little more powerful. Between it and the Unleash, I can take out the backline, and now I only have the Bulbug of Egg style to focus on. I think second snap is still appropriate. Consistency matters so much. Card rewards can contain colorless cards. Whenever you lose HP, lose one less. Let's get the potion belt and cut a strike. Then additional turn of vulnerability from High Five is going to be really important against single targets. Spoils map is out of the deck, but we take a Sparkling Rouge on turn 3, gain a strength in the decks. Let's also up the defense of our 0-cost defend in Finesse. Fortify, Grave Warden, Snap to hold Bodyguard. Damn. The ideal outcome definitely would have been getting Dirge on that turn. Okay. Would have been better. Okay, yeah, double Dirge saves us our HP on that turn, as well as sets us up for as much draw as we need to set up another hand. Soulstorm's going to be pretty good here. Although, yeah, we're going to start drawing into a bunch of dazeds as well. There we go. Down to 40 and 18 health left still on Osty. Nice weaken draw, though. Let's snap to retain the defend. That's it. That's lethal. Beautiful. Almost no resources lost in the fight either. Game piece. Whenever you play a power, draw one card. There's Rattle for consistency, but there's also Hang, which, like, I feel like I'm probably not going to be able to fetch Hang enough back times for it to be worthwhile. I do think I go all the way with the Aussie attack sub-theme. Again, though, I do think the main focus should be on my upgrades for defense. Take 2 strikes out of the deck and turn them into an ultimate strike. Nice. How keen am I on going for the additional elite? Very little. Let's go for the question mark. Would have been lovely if it was a shop. Double Dirge. Pull aggro, snap to hold a soul? No, snap to hold unleash. Yeah, it's definitely not worth trying to throw damage in this turn. Just defend. Snap to hold a soul, unleash for 37 damage. So unleash is definitely our main damage source at the moment. Obviously, the idea is that Soulstorm and the other cards can start filling that role as well. They're just not really doing so. 33 and finish them off. Fearblight Strike, Grave Blast. Nope. I think I have to up the damage on Ultimate Strike. Oh. Tough to lose Defy here, but big Dirge turn 1's big. Dirge turn 1 is big. Fetch and poke. Give him the old fetch and poke. Got a snap to maintain Ultimate Strike. And I'd love to actually drop one of my Frantic Escapes. I've got enough draw in this deck that I don't have to play every Frantic Escape when I draw it, though. Okay, let's snap to maintain a Grave Warden. Play Frantic Escape and a Bodyguard. Perfect. Grave Warden Finesse. Frantic Escape, and then I'll snap to retain a Soulstorm. 22 damage. I mean, we've got 22 and 21 in hand. Both pretty nice when I can find the time to play them. Doesn't feel like I should leave Unleash unplayed, though, 32. Each of these fetches draws, just gets us into the new draw pile. Okay, this one's going to be Lucky Tonic. And I think I've got to start getting the vulnerabilities down. Okay. Snap. Snap, and then rattle for 40? Yeah, we've got enough Frantic Escapes in the draw pile. We should be able to draw on this turn. Ultimate Strike, and then cycle to the new draw pile. I definitely need to push damage. It's going to be about trying to kill this turn. Right hand, fetch, finesse, fetch. Yeah, we've got this. Between Ultimate Strike and Rattle. GG. We did have another fairy bottle, so we had more life than it looked like we had left over there. Domain versus Nora Surge versus Eradicate. Well, Nora Surge isn't going to be the right one. We play way too slow for that to happen. I want it to be Eradicate, but it should be Domain. I think I just need more resources consistently right now. First card you play each combat is played an additional time. Now, that is interesting. You can cook at rest sites. Hold up. Let me. And Sigh, 7 block at the top of the turn. That's not really our main problem. Let's get the additional card. I need to put myself that additional value ahead of my enemies. Let's also slide to the first shop. Gotta be double finesse then. And that double finesse sets me up for a pretty impactful double dodge. Would have preferred it to be a triple dodge, but alright. Yeah, Domain definitely needs an upgrade as well. Perfect. Soulstone for lethal. I'm happy to take another copy of Defy if it's upgraded. Ooh, rest for free at rest sites. That's going to make us a lot more upgrade aggressive. All right. Hey, as long as I get to play Domain on turn 1, I'm okay with it. Preferred to play 2 days, right? Let's full aggro, snap to hold, unleash, and then round out our defense, as well as by making sure we get above 10 defense, we're doing 6 additional damage each turn, so it's worth doing when I have the ability. Double big Dirge. Nice. Next hand is literally just souls. Big rattle for 50 damage, and close him out with snap. I don't think I need another right-hand hand. I don't think that's really been too much of a boon for us so far. Wait, you take the turn off of damage next turn. Yeah, it's not important for me to double weaken you. Never mind, you don't take the turn off damage. In fact, you exactly the opposite of what I said. Here's your turn off. I mean, we did the best we could. Snap to maintain good damage. Good damage. Vulnerability set up. Oh, okay. We're all good now. There's the rattle. Again. Unleash. Rattles 50. Throw in another 31. And I'll bodyguard after that. Yeah, better to bulk up our defense, I think. Goodbye, Magistrate. I do like that delay. Borrowed time, gain additional energy. Your cards cost extra this turn. We play that at the end of the turn perfectly. And friendship, additional energy as well. We'll also take up to 10 block assists between turns and remove a card from the deck. Then I would like to remove another card from the deck later, so I'll save some money here. Domain wants an upgrade. Borrowed time wants an upgrade. Anything that gives us additional energy access is going to want an upgrade to make it much easier for us for time. Not that I need that on the borrowed time, to be fair. Sorry, not that I need that on the friendship, to be fair, because I don't need the additional strength. Yeah, significantly better to play that domain there than not. Stab it. Very happy to see that borrowed time in this hand. Alright, perfect. Then we borrowed time, unleash, and hit you for 70 damage with the rattle. Always Black Strike. Nope. I can take another rest so long as I'm willing to also take an elite in order to get my next shot. Right hand. Should definitely not be the first card to play. Just to get 8 damage out rather than significantly more. High 5 should start the fight there. And fetch. And I'm going to snap to maintain borrowed time in this hand. Perfect. I'll borrowed time and then double gigantic Dirge. Lose all these cards in hand, but now I have ridiculous max HP. I can see how having that earlier calcifier might have affected our run in a very significant fashion. That's enough. Get through both of them. More paint. The upgraded Dredge. Upgraded fetch, rather. Sorry. Take it. Whenever Osti attacks, gain 2 block. I mean, I can't not, right? You gotta, and also I have exactly enough left for a bag of preparation. That's kismet right there. That's fate. The card that desperately wants an upgrade here is Soulstorm, because it's a scaling card I otherwise don't have much support for. God damn. Okay. Yes. Right hand delay. Right hand to gain, then snap to maintain pull aggro, one of our better defend cards. Fetch, fetch. Finesse. I can... Oh. I kind of want to use the Swiftbot this turn, because it's going to be really hard to... Oh yeah, perfect. Snap to maintain borrowed time, defy, defend. All of that's good. And I'll even play the full aggro to round out that turn. Should have played the hit afterwards. Unleash. Wait. Oh no, I do have lethal. Yeah, it just happens at the end of the turn. I play Friendship here, end my turn. The parrying shield kills the enemy. We've now got borrowed time. Waiting in hand for fetch, domain, all of these. I'll play domain, then defy, fetch, and throw another defy in. I really wanted to play Dirge there, but I think I'm way better off getting the domain out. The additional draw specifically. Good deal of damage dealt. God, imagine if I had just one Sikkim in this deck. Oh, it'd be so good. Alas, let's not lament what isn't and focus on what is. This run is sick. Beautiful. Good damage, good defense. Unfortunately, the enemy is just consistently scaling, so I really do have to break out of that somehow. Alright, retaining 3 cards in hand now, and... Truly, you can't stick around that much longer, right? 7. Retain the Dirge. 11. Goddamn. Oh my god, no, I do have enough damage. Butts. Well, I'll do my thing at the top of the next turn. I thought I didn't have the damage to put the enemy down from that turn, so I thought I was, whatever, it's all good. Let's borrow time and then double Dirge for 16 souls and draw pile, as well as a big ol' hand. Unleash. And another unleash. Oh, I'd love to get back to that unleash. I'm not gonna have the draw in the draw pile to do it, but I might get to Soulstorm. Yep, and that's not lethal. It is exact lethal, in fact. As for our queen, ugh. Well, we'll double out Finesse to start the fight. We are getting a lot of card draw on turn 1, which is nice. That Rattle also looks like it could do a lot of work this turn if I really wanted it to, although, yeah, it's going to be one of the lowest priorities of mine to do 35 damage rather than getting more souls in the draw pile to set up for bazillion damage. Yeah, this one's got to be Domain, Snap to hold a pull aggro, Bodyguard, and Snap to hold borrowed time. Perfect. Dirge next turn. We do get it. I wonder if I'm supposed to play it, though. Next turn will be better. Play pull aggro. Next time I see it will be better, rather. God damn, those fetches are so good. Drop a high 5 and it defends there. I don't get the additional block from the additional energy from delay, but definitely worth it. Retention's such a key part of this fight, just bypassing the mechanic of locking out all the cards you want to play. It wasn't the right turn, unfortunately, still. Snap to retain. Delay. Even if I intend to play it. Next turn, Dirge draw would be incredible. And I've still got space to do it, so... Dang. It. High 5 for setting up vulnerability as well as taking out Tortured Amalgam in the front line, I feel is the right start here to be sure. And then I have to throw one of the Defies. The other one just has to exhaust, unfortunately. Well, here's our big Dirge turn. Yeah, I think it's still fair to describe it as that. I'll pop Fortifier for full defense. And now it's pretty difficult for the boss to do much of anything. I know that my Unleash is in the draw pile, but that's okay. We do still have some cards that are worth playing in the cycle itself. Mostly Rattle. Okay. Fetch again. Keep fetching, keep hitting. 60 damage incoming. I mean, yeah, it's still pretty steep, but not near enough to change any outcome. There we go. Big old Unleash to finish off the fight. We finished the fight, in fact, on max HP as well. So from the very first floor on this run, what I spoke about when I got the Silken Tress was... No, that was the removal! I'm thinking of one of the earlier runs. I was about to tie the start of the run to the end of the run in summation. But I'm remembering the start of a completely different run. We did definitely go very aggressive and then find in this run the ability to actually pull ourselves back towards the defensiveness we needed. Now, it wasn't a huge amount, actually. It turned out to be, you know, this was the point at which I was arguing I definitely need more defense. It turned out to be we added a pull aggro, a defy. I mean, for what it's worth, the fetches are most often not a card. You draw them and then you just play them and then you've got another card in hand, so it doesn't really add to the deck weight most of the time. We added a Grave Warden, another Defy, a Delay. We really didn't have that much defense. But the deck had enough smoothness and draw and retention that we still had a lot of consistency of that defense. We were triggering Parrying Shield most of the time with the additional Oddly Smooth Stone and Sturdy Clamp, as well as Touch of Erebus, replacing with the Phylactery Unbound. We managed to leverage our relic selections into giving us enough, relic and card selections rather, into giving us enough safety to make it through. For the moment, my name's been Rhapsody. The name of the game has been Slay the Spire 2. Top left is a series playlist for all my content of the game, past, present, and future. YouTube recommendations are down below. Streaming past the names of the people so generously supporting the Republic on patreon.com/RhapsodyPlays. Out above the thank tier, and a special thanks this episode to Jazzy. Hopefully you'll have been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we'll see you all next time.